Good evening. Call the West Mead Township Board of Supervisors meeting for November 2025 to order. Roll call.
Jordan?
Here.
Charles?
Here.
Hobart?
Here. Please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please note that all supervisors' public meetings are subject to public and/or private audio and video recording. Is there any public comment on agenda items? Hearing none, please note that public comment will also be received during each agenda item and at the end of the meeting. I will entertain a motion to approve the October 14th, 2025 study session and regular meeting minutes and the October 21st, 2025 special budget meeting minutes as presented in our packets.
So moved. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yes.
Hobart?
Yes. I will entertain a motion to accept the treasurer's reports for October 2025 and approve the payment of bills in the amount of $156,883.37, subject to audit.
I'll make that motion. Second.
Any discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Charles?
Yep.
Hobart?
Yes. Moving on to municipal reports, we'll start with Police Chief Chip Brown.
Good evening. For the month of October, we received 34 complaints and 34 were taken care of. There was 8 hours spent in school zones, 61 and a half hours spent on traffic watch and patrol time, 48 hours spent in the office with reports, 40 and a half hours spent on investigative time, 13 and a half hours spent on miscellaneous time. There were 8 traffic stops with 4 citations being issued, 4 for speeding, 1 for driving under suspension, 1 for traffic control devices. There were 2 warnings issued for speeding. We were requested to assist the road department twice, fire EMS twice. There were 4 calls, requests to speak to an officer. There were 26 investigations with 3 reportable motor vehicle accidents, 1 non-reportable, 1 citizen's complaint, 1 CYS investigation, 1 fraud, 3 burglaries, 1 theft, 1 PFA violation, 1 domestic disturbance call, 1 trespassing investigation, 1 disorderly conduct, 1 harassment, 1 missing or attempt to locate of a juvenile, 1 hit and run investigation, 1 behavioral. We answered 1 residential alarm. We received 1 piece of stolen property that was recovered. There were 2 911 call checks and 3 investigations, follow-up investigations. And total miles of the vehicles were 1,230 miles.
Okay, any questions or comments for Chief Brown? Hearing none, we'll move on to John with the road report.
From the 15th of last month till today, we continued to clean up after the seal coat work that we had done. And we also did an annual cleanup of all 3 parks, leaves, mainly at Oak Grove. We did a pretty good size tree trimming project at Green Mountain Park, cutting trees and bushes and brush back away from the park, get it opened up and make it a little safer. There were some trees down there that were pretty questionable. We have started, of course, everybody knows, we're about 3-4 weeks into our leaf collection, and we're also trying to clean out ditches as well, because the leaves get in the ditches, plug the pipes, and creates problems. And we have, the leaf vac to do that, and we have a blower that we use. We got all the equipment prepped and maintenance on the plows, wing spreaders. We sanded all 3 of the big plows and painted those. Installed everything for the winter season. We also completed, before we did all the installation of the winter stuff, we did complete services of all the big trucks and the small trucks as well. We finished stockpiling about 250 ton that we had purchased of anti-skid that we put in the bin back here and covered. So we're in pretty good shape for anti-skid for now anyways. We also made sure that all of our turnarounds in the township, and we have a fair amount of those on both sides of the township, that they were all updated and graded, and we ditched around the ones we needed to. We added material where we needed to, so that we know that we had plenty of clearance and the material that was in there would hold the weight of our trucks. And as of today, we've had about 2 full days of winter maintenance, plowing the roads and trying to keep them thawed out. So other than that, that was pretty much so the month.
Any questions, comments for John? As you said, busy couple of days with the snow plowing, putting down the annex skid. Okay. Jill with the zoning report?
For the month of October, we had one demolition. That was a single-family home demolition out on Franklin Pike, so that was very much appreciated for them to do that. We had one single-family home construction, 2 installation of rooftop solar panels, and 1 well house addition. So the solar panels were $59,585, single-family home was $200,000, and the well house addition was $40,000, for a total value of $299,585. We also have a special exception hearing scheduled for next week. It's a, somebody wants to have a salon in their home, haircutting salon for just herself. So it would be a special exception before the zoning hearing board next week
Where's that at?
on Park Street.
Any more questions or comments for Jill? No. Okay, thank you very much, Jill. Moving on to the regular business, item 1, we're going to hold a public hearing to provide information regarding the updating of our current 1989 existing structures code ordinance, establishing procedures for emergency conditions requiring immediate intervention to protect public health and safety in West Mead Township. We'll take public comment on the proposed amendment to the existing West Mead Township Structures Code Ordinance. And we'll start with our solicitor, Alan.
Due to some of the circumstances that the township has been involved with in terms of fires and other kinds of emergency situations, a question was raised as to whether our property maintenance code, which happens to be the 1987 Boca National Existing Structures Code, that was adopted in West Mead Township by a 1989 ordinance. But in any case, it seemed not to address situations where there was perceived to be an immediate danger that needed to be dealt with, and having the code official have the ability to require that certain actions be taken under those circumstances in order to protect the public health and safety. So this was an amendment to that ordinance from 1989. If it passed and adopted by the supervisors, it would allow the code official to make some determinations and take certain actions in situations, and oftentimes this will arise in the case of a fire, a serious fire, or other kind of calamity that may have resulting health hazards or risk of damage to neighboring properties. In order to enable the actions that would be required in order to prevent some of the harm that might otherwise occur, we give the code official the opportunity to consult with any sort of experts, professionals, including supervisors, emergency management personnel, to make sure that there was a lot of information and every information that that person needed in order to take action, have action taken as may be necessary. And the perfect example is whether at a fire of a residential building, whether it needed to be demolished immediately in order to prevent additional harms to surrounding properties. With those kinds of consultations with people who will be able to give the right kind of information, that code official then has what that code official needs in order to actually order that the action be taken and arrange for it to happen. So that's what this amendment is intended to do.
Okay, thank you very much, Alan. Do we have any citizen comments on the proposed amendment? Okay, hearing none, supervisors' comments.
I think it's time. I mean, a lot of years have went by. The Boca Code always was, it was a good reference to fall back onto, and I mean, it covers a lot of areas of the zoning and everything, but I think that there is some, it's time to make some changes to it.
This is one thing that frankly was not in there. It didn't give the code official the right to say, okay, well, I got to contract this guy and get him in here to tear down this building. It just, he didn't have that kind of power, so.
Yeah.
John, any comments?
I think we're making a change is a good idea.
I would agree. Okay, I will entertain a motion to adopt ordinance number 2025-4, adopting the amendment to the West Mead Township 1989 Existing Structures Code Ordinance effective November 17, 2025. Anyone want to make the motion?
Sure, I'll make that motion, Tom.
Second.
Any more discussion? Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Okay, the other item of business is our proposed 2026 budget. And we're going to review it first. Jill, if you could just go over the highlights, the Cliff Note version.
Sure. We kind of changed computer programs and kind of consolidated a lot of our accounts last year, so it's made for a little bit easier, less cumbersome budget this year. Or this is the second year for it, so it's a whole first year. In the general fund, we're looking at total receipts of $1,416,411 coming in addition to our fund balance that we have usually a carryover, but then our expenditures will be $1,476,600, leaving us an ending fund balance of $11,159. The big difference this year in the general fund is we got some big grant monies in the prior year, so those are not, we don't anticipate the same grants for this upcoming year. And a lot of the other expenditures hopefully won't rise, but we did, bump a few things up, but it's pretty much kind of across the board, same as what we're doing this year. Then in the state liquid fuels, we anticipate $215,967 in receipts, and then expenditures, which would be mainly salt and road projects. But then we expect to spend $222,013, leaving us with $0. They always try and see if we can't zero that out, so the state likes to see us spend that money, which we normally do in a big road project. Capital reserve money, we're anticipating receipts of $120,500, expenditures of $238,000. That's kind of how we help fund the fire departments and some extra, whether it be police equipment or road equipment. So we anticipate that's our capital interest or capital fund that we have. That's our fallback money. But $2,303,807 in that account. And then we have included on here the pension plan. We never used to include it, but we do now because it actually goes on the DCED year-end audit. So we have total receipts of $209,260, expenditures of $82,000, and our ending surplus is $813,226. Our pension plan is not a defined benefit plan, it's a defined contribution, very similar to what most people in the private industry have, so it rises and falls with the markets, but there's nothing to be said for, we have to do actuarial studies or any of that to go with it. So those are pretty much all the funds. This is a no tax increase budget. We just discussed it at the study session, and if you want to not have a tax increase, then this budget, it's not, there's not a lot of fat in it, but that being said, there's no tax increase, so.
All right. Any comments, questions, concerns regarding the budget?
No, Don, I don't have any.
There's always concerns.
I will entertain a motion to adopt and advertise the proposed 2026 budget.
So moved.
Second. You need a second?
John seconded. Roll call?
Jordan?
Yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bovard?
Yes. Please note the adoption of the final 2026 budget will be considered at the December 9th Supervisors meeting. Okay, one note this evening, the leaf collection schedule, the vacuuming of leaves by the road department, as John already has talked about, it will continue as long as the weather holds out. The basic schedule will continue as in the years past, Mondays and Tuesdays on the south side, Wednesdays, Thursdays on the north side, and Fridays are floater days. Residents can also bag their leaves and call the township building to arrange for pickup. Is there any public comment? Any supervisor's final comment?
Yeah, I have one thing. I want to thank today's Veterans Day, thank all the veterans for their service. Also, thank you, Alan, for the service you gave us. Alan was a veteran and,
Long time ago.
yeah, thank you, Alan. That's all I have.
Joe?
The only thing I have to say is any residents need to understand that the leaf vac is it's a touchy piece of machinery. When there's almost a foot of snow out there won't be much leaf vacuum. Because if there's any snow, it freezes up and it won't vac. And it freezes the impeller up. And it just won't perform. So there's no sense in taking it out there and putting it through the motions when it's more of a headache. So we're gonna have to wait for a thaw. And it's coming. Sounds like it's coming. So it looks like rain maybe the next 2-3 days. So we'll get back to it. So I know things are a mess out there right now with the wind and the rain and the snow and everything we had. There's leaves everywhere. So, and with us plowing the last 24 hours, it's a mess. So, that's it.
Regarding our proposed budget for next year, I'd just like to say that we try to do what we always do and underestimate revenue and overestimate expenses, although I don't think we underestimated or overestimated very much this year. As Joe indicated, it's pretty tight. We did talk about tax increases, and I don't think any of us want to raise taxes, and so we're not proposing to do that, but in order to keep funding the township in future years, tax increases may very well be likely. That being said, we're not planning on doing that in 2026. I'd like to echo what Mike said and like to thank all of the veterans out there. Thank you, Alan, for your service. I know all of our fathers were veterans.
My dad wasn't.
Your dad was not? Okay, I apologize for that. I thought he was. I know Mike's dad was, my dad was, and grew up the son of a first sergeant, so I have a great appreciation for our veterans. Thank all of you for your service. Greatly appreciated, and hope you had a good Veterans Day. With that, I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
To go into executive session for personnel matters?
Motion to adjourn to go to an executive session for personnel matters. Do we have a motion?
So moved.
Any discussion?
And then you'll adjourn,
In the,
you're adjourning now, subject to going into there, so yes, okay.
Roll call?
Jordan?
yes.
Chartle?
Yes.
Bowen?
Yes. Meeting adjourned.
No action to occur.
Thank you very much. Have a nice evening.
Yesterday, the Marine.